You know what I'm talking about? What's good with the people, man? It's your partner, man. Who? It's your partner, man. You know what I'm talking about, man. How is y'all doing on this soggy Sunday? That ain't gonna never change. You know what I'm talking about, man. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? What's good with people like hee hee ha ha? You know what I'm talking about? Ken in the pen, man. All my folks incarcerated. All my folks who ain't, man. Everybody on the bottom of that thing. Everybody on the top of that thing. Keep that head up. Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. Did I say Ken in the pen? I don't know, but if I didn't, go get that stick up in stores now. You can go and get you one off of MacArthur, 76 MacArthur. He know what I'm talking about. They sold out, they'll be back. Giants Liquor is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? 82nd Hillside Barbershop. You know what I'm talking about, man. They say somebody put them in their stores in the hundreds. Thank you, young man. Now, you know, because I tell you every morning. Now, you know how you can come get them things from bruh. You know what I'm talking about? How many of them you want? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Do you want one? Did you see them? You know what I'm talking about? But if all else fails, man, you can go and get you one off of Amazon. Make sure you copy a hardback. Uh, Funka Die Trying in stores now. Make sure you go to Amazon, copy a hardback. Sticker 2 coming soon. Funka Die Try 2 coming real soon. You know what I'm talking about. What's that? Swing that finger, young man. You talking about that one right there? That's the one. Come on with it. Worldwide INC, man. You know what I'm talking about? Worldwide Incorporated. One more time for him, bro. Worldwide. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't gonna say what does that mean, baby, cuz. And I'm gonna continuously tell you it means everybody. You know what I'm talking about? And Dugu Fresh, Mike, Lil Rue, not Lil Rube. Lil Rue. You know what I'm talking about? Tata the player. That's who comes next, man. Same thing, bro. All my folks on the bottom of that thing, all my folks on the top of that thing, man. Keep that head up. You know what I'm talking about? Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. You know what I'm talking about? Now let's get through these disclaimers. But before we do that, mama says, mama always says, brush them whiskers when you on T-Bat, boy. Especially on Sunday. You know what I'm talking about, baby? Coffee Chronicles. Classic roast. Piping hot. You know what I'm talking about, man. Now, a good brother like myself, I don't promote no drug usage, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? Nah. Good brother like myself, I don't promote no drug sellage. You know what I'm talking about? Don't do it. You know what I'm talking about? Good brother like myself, I don't promote no alcohol consumption. You know what I'm talking about? Don't take a sip, and I mean not a sip. You know what I'm talking about? I just sip it, you know what I'm talking about? No, man, don't do it. Good brother like myself, I don't promote no crime, man. Good brother like myself, I don't promote no violence. No. Good brother like myself, I don't promote no domestic violence. You know what I'm talking about? Keep your hands off the people. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Don't, you know what I'm talking about? Promote, you know what I'm talking about? No. The negativity, you know what I'm talking about? Nah. Me, I don't promote shit. He don't talking about they was talking to me. He don't talking about I don't promote shit. He don't talking about not shit. He don't talking about nah, man. Me, all I promote is y'all go ahead and do what you gonna do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you find the right thing to do with it, young ladies and gentlemen, because we just don't know how much of it we got, young ladies and gentlemen. But a good brother like myself, he don't talk about. I ain't I forgot my spiel, smoking on this key. You know what I'm talking about? Good brother like myself, man, I don't promote that. I already said that, huh? I don't know, cause somebody help me what comes next. Like me man. But I said I don't promote shit. All I promote is y'all do what y'all do with y'all time, man. You know what I'm talking about? We don't know how much we got. But me, I ain't got no problems with nobody. You know what I'm talking about? They was talking to me. Man, I just loves me some everybody. You know what I'm talking about? As a matter of fact, I'm on a quest. You know what I'm talking about? Bring that peace. You know what I'm talking about? That joy. You know what I'm talking about? And that love. You know what I'm talking about? That love. Back to YouTube community, man. You with me? Come on over here, fuck with your partner. Hey, check it out, man. Come fuck with a nigga one time. You know what I'm talking about? Man, how is y'all doing on this soggy Sunday? Day that ain't gonna never change. You know what I'm talking about? Now, y'all know it's that. With this one right here, gonna be called Your Own Eyes. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to everybody who don't, bro, fuck up his joke. Shout out to everybody who hates Smokey the Bear but loves smoking the coke. You know, heart emoji. I see. Fuck it. He on talking about, oh, this gonna be a real short one. He say, what's this call right here, bro? It's gonna be called Your Own Eyes. You know what I'm talking about? Say, bro, what you talking about? Your own eyes. You feel me? Now, since I've been living, you know what I'm talking about? See, all I can tell you is what I've seen with my own eyes since I've been living. You feel me? And you know, one of the things I've seen with my own eyes since I've been living, you know what I'm talking about? That a lot of people don't use their own eyes for is they self. You feel me? Because two things gonna happen. What really happened and how you seen what really happened. You know what I'm talking about? Because there's only two things gonna happen: what actually happened and how you see what really just happened. You feel me? Because on the Soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change. You know what I'm talking about? Your own eyes. A lot of people don't use their own eyes for themselves. You know what I mean? They just use them for the rest of the world. That's why you could run up on a motherfucker and they could tell you everything everybody else did. You know what I'm talking about? With easily leaving themselves out the equation. You feel me? And I used to do that shit. I do when I was little, man. And I know that shit used to irritate my daddy. Because that shit irritate the fuck out of me now. You know what I'm talking about? I know that shit used to irritate my daddy, man. Shout out my daddy. Because I used to just come, you know what I'm talking about? It was never me. But guess what the common denominator was and all that shit? You know what I'm talking about? It was me. You know what I'm talking about? Now I knew what the fuck I was doing, you know what I'm talking about? But you know how you is when you a kid or whatever, when you little, man. You just think you the smartest motherfucker on earth. You think these motherfuckers that was here before you ain't seen this shit before. You know what I'm talking about? So there you go, just assaulting their intelligence. You know what I'm talking about? Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. Hey, you know what I'm talking about? For real, man. So here you go insulting their intelligence. But I used to be running around getting suspended. You know what I'm talking about? I ain't never had a good report card. On my mom, I'm one of them niggas who had a 0.0 grade point average. For real. And I ain't never been stupid. I just didn't like school. I didn't. I ain't never liked school. I didn't. Then nigga, I went to a school, nigga, that when you was a little nigga, I went to school, that motherfucker might as well have been YA. Who else went to frick with me? Man, that motherfucker was crucial, man. I ain't lying. That motherfucker was crucial. But I just didn't like school, bro. You feel me? And I think one of the reasons that I didn't like school, though, is because I was always on punishment and shit, right? So I knew I had to go to school. So that was like, by me always being on punishment, school was that was my that was the way I can get out the house. They had to let me out the house to go to school. You know what I'm talking about? And I was out of there once I got out of the house. And I think that might have something to do with it. But back to the story, man. Your own eyes. You get what I'm saying? Because as people, a lot of us, not all of us, we see everything but us. You know what I'm talking about? Because as people, we don't like to change ourselves. You know what I'm talking about? Even me. We don't like to change ourselves. So if we can, you know what we're going to do? We'll go everywhere and we'll groom somebody to just accept us the way we is. You know what I'm talking about? Some of us good for that too, ain't we? Yeah, bro, always looking for something, ain't he? I don't know where that shit went. But for real, man, that's what we will do. For real, we'll go everywhere and we'll try to groom motherfuckers to accept us. You feel me? Then you know what else we good at too? Not only will we go somewhere and groom somebody to just accept us as the way we is, we'll try to change them in the same in the same breath. You know what I'm talking about? You gotta accept me because I'm just this way, but this is what you need to change about yourself. So I'm telling you this is just the way I am, but you can't just be the way you is. You know what I'm talking about? Coffee Chronicles. And that ain't nothing right there. I'm gonna tell you, but all that it's just some bullshit. When it come down to it, it's just that bullshit. So with your own eyes, on the soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change. Sometimes you gotta take them motherfuckers and you gotta go take them motherfuckers to the mirror, man, and look at your motherfucking self. You know what I'm talking about? And you just do, man. You just do. Do you need changing? You know what I'm talking about? Because what we are so good for is to keep our peoples on everything else. You know what I'm talking about? Or we know how to fix everybody else. We know what everybody else need. We know how to. We know what this motherfucker should do with they millions of dollars. You know what I'm talking about? Even though we ain't got a crumb. You know what I'm talking about? But we know what a motherfucker should do with millions. You know what I'm talking about? We good for all that shit right there. But what we not good for is putting our eyes on ourselves. You know what I'm talking about? And holding your own motherfucking feet to the flame. And look at yourself and ask yourself what the fuck you need to do to be a better you. You know what I'm talking about? What do you need to do to be a better person? You feel me? We ain't gonna do that though. You know what we gonna continuously do? We gonna come around, we gonna tell everybody, you know how I am, you know what I mean? You know me, you know what I'm talking about? If that ain't the greatest deflection in the world, this is just me. This is just the way I am. Because if you one of the motherfuckers who do that, you shouldn't have no problem with the way nobody else is. And I ain't never got that. How can you be you, but somebody else needs to change? Because there's people, not all of us, but this is what we do. We go around and we try to, we don't really change people. We just try to groom them to basically deal with our bullshit. You know what I'm talking about? All the shit we don't want to change about ourselves. We do. But that shit don't make no sense. Because what if a motherfucker just, you just went around hitting motherfuckers in the head with a hammer? You know what I'm talking about? And you just told motherfucker, y'all know that's just me. You know what I'm talking about? I like to hit motherfucker in the head with a hammer. That's just me, man. That shit didn't make no sense. Would nobody in the world want to accept that shit? And I'm just here to tell you, man, that should be some bullshit, man. You know what I'm talking about? See, because just what we like to do as people, we like to take other shit and like other people baby dolls or something and apply it to them. And I've been telling you, bro, most of the information or the shit you receive, bro, that shit supposed to be used for you. You supposed to apply that shit for you. So when you hear somebody tell one of these good speeches and shit, bro, and all this and what a motherfucker got it, bro, that's not for you to go tell nobody else. You know what I'm talking about? Like, this is what this person need. No, when you was listening to that shit, you heard it. Apply that shit to yourself. Coffee Chronicles. See, because what we don't do no more is run game by ourselves. You know what I'm talking about? You got to run game by yourself before you can run by anybody else first, bro. But it's people on the Soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change. Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. You know what I'm talking about, man? We use our own eyes to see what everybody else doing. You know what I'm talking about? With not once, and I mean not once, taking a look at what the fuck we doing. Although you do that, fuck it. You know, do what you do with your time, man. But for real, baby. Mama says always, and I mean always, breast and whiskers when you're on TV, boy. Especially on Sunday. On the Soggy Sunday, they ain't gonna never change, man. How you use your eyes, man. Do you see everybody else before you see yourself? Or do you see yourself first before you start looking at everybody else? Coffee Chronicles. I don't know. Like I say, I don't know what you do. But if see, when you don't check yourself, you leave room for other people to check you. You do. Just like say you hella goofy, you know what I'm talking about? And you running around being hella goofy, but your common sense ain't told you this is a serious place and a serious time right now. And you still running around trying to be goofy. See, if you would put your eyes on your own self, you would check yourself. You know what I'm talking about? And jump up out that character real quick and get into your battle formation. You know what I'm talking about? You wouldn't still be running around playing. because you would notice the climate. You'll notice the whatever the temperature of the room. That's what you would notice. You know what I'm talking about? You would realize and understand the temperature of the room. You wouldn't still be running around there playing goofy and shit. But when you don't realize that, and you put your eyes on yourself and don't realize that, see, you leave room right there for somebody else to come check your ass. You know what I'm saying? You do. But somebody else gonna come check you. Like, check this out, bro, with that goop. You know what I'm talking about? Somebody else gonna check you. So when you don't check yourself first, you leave room for other people to check you. This is like if you don't smell good. It was on you first. You had the first opportunity to smell it. You feel me? But if you ignored that smell, you know what I'm talking about, and you went somewhere, see, now you need to let somebody else get their nose up under it. You know what I'm talking about, that thing we call awful smell. You know what I'm talking about? See, when you let somebody else get their nose up under it, you didn't gave them room to check you about how you smell. And life just work like that, man. So you got to check yourself first, because if you don't check yourself first, you leave room for other people to check you. You just do, bro. And you can't feel no kind of way about it when they check you, folks, because you should have checked yourself first. Coffee crunch. Once again, we living in a world where we can't even where people can't even accept a checking now. You know what I'm talking about? And it ain't even checked. That word, they just made that word mean something else to you. Like, nigga, you got punked or something. Don't mean nothing like that, bro. We all need a good checking every now and then, bro. You feel me? And if you the person that can't take a good checking, you know what I'm talking about? Then it's a good chance you one of them like childish people anyway. You feel me? And you ain't really trying to better yourself for real. You know what I'm talking about? For real. Ain't nothing wrong with a good checking. If you ain't got motherfuckers in your life that'll give you a good check, and you ain't got no real friends anyway, you know what I'm talking about? And it, like, niggas don't get checked for nothing, bruh. It's just if one of your partners see you, you know what I'm talking about, like, you know what I'm talking about, on a down spiral or something, you know what I'm talking about? You know, your real partner, like, he gonna call, what's up, bruh? You know what I'm talking about? Shout out Slow O. Then Carl gave me a good check in many a day when he seen his partner slide into the dark side. Shout out Sailboat. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas I know. You know what I'm talking about? Bo Lacey. Niggas like that, man. They called and gave their partner a real good checking when they seen their partner slide into the dark side. Hold on, brother. We going that way. You know, I'm talking about other way, bro. You feel me? For real. See, when motherfuckers love you and shit, now y'all just, I don't know how they got y'all to think like this. It's like Kobe Bryant said that, but he was talking about, nigga, if you got a booger in your nose, nigga, your partner gonna let you know, nigga, you got a booger in your nose. He ain't capping on you, nigga, trying to make fun of you, nigga. But now this is how they training you to think. Like if a motherfucker got love for you and they come tell you something about yourself, like they talking about you or something, bro. No, bro. It's the motherfucker who ain't told you nothing. They don't give a fuck about you. You know what I'm talking about? They ain't even told you you got a booger in your nose. They want to record you when somebody else clown you about the booger in your nose. Then they gonna be videotaping it. But this nigga had a booger in his nose. He ain't even, you know what I'm talking about? Why ain't telling nigga? You know what I'm talking about? You probably don't. But then again, you probably one of the motherfuckers that don't put your eyes on yourself. Cause you got to do that, man. You really supposed to put your eyes on yourself as soon as you wake up. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, bro, need a visual. You know what I'm talking about? For real. But on this soggy Sunday, that ain't gonna never change. I don't know. I can't tell you what to do. I just know the world just getting more and more into these behaviors. You feel me? Because it's the people, we just so good for talking about everybody else. We just so good for laughing at everybody else, disrespecting everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And hide our shit. Coffee Chronicles. That's weak people shit, bro. That's what people do when they like don't even have confidence in themselves. You know what I'm talking about? They got to keep going around doing that shit, bro. That's weak people shit. You feel me? I don't know. Whatever amuse you. Fuck it. It's your time. You know what I'm talking about? Be amused, young man. Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. You know what I'm talking about? With that one right there, man, I'm finna get on up out of here, man. But while you got your own eyes on everybody else, man, you might want to use them motherfuckers for you. That's why it's called your own. They're yours. Y'all better start using this shit for yourself and stop wasting it on other people. Coffee Chronicles, man. And with that one right there, if you don't remember nothing else, always remember, it don't cost nothing. Just show a little bit of that love.